How's it going, Ole Miss volleyball fans? Excited to sit down and chat with freshman right side Samantha Schnitta. I know it's been a long wait for you guys. How are you starting to feel now, being in your freshman season, knowing that you're within 2 weeks of your first match?
It's super exciting. Me and my roommate Peyton Burgach, who's a middle freshman, have been just so excited getting to talk about it, getting to decide what jerseys people will pick and stuff like that. So all of it's so exciting.
You actually got here in the spring, though, and I know everything went crazy for you in your first semester on a college campus. But how do you think that time, maybe getting to know your teammates, getting to know the coaching staff, is going to help you in your development?
I think the little extra touch of getting to know the coaches and getting to meet them, because I know it was fresh for everybody. And so after sadly losing our old coach and getting these new coaches, stepping in with a blank slate for everybody was pretty cool, because I know sometimes when you walk in as a freshman, the coach already has in his head the players. And so walking in with that blank slate, I guess, was just pretty cool.
You're one of the first left-handers that Ole Miss has had in a while. How would you describe your style of play? What kind of style are you going to bring to this team?
I'm hoping to bring a lot of shots and a lot of diversity, because it's kind of a little different to block a lefty. So sometimes it takes some blockers a couple of times to understand that I'm a lefty. So hopefully we'll get a couple extra points.
We'll take that. That's not a bad way to look at it. I know there's been a lot of great Rebels that have come out of the Kansas City, St. Louis, Midwestern United States area. And so to me, that means the competition must be really, really good in that part of the country at the high school and club level. How do you think that's going to prepare you for the play in the SEC?
So from being from Kansas, on the Kansas side, in between the Kansas and the Missouri side, high school ball is not as competitive.
Okay.
Compared to Missouri. And so high school, I don't know if it really helped all that much, because I was a setter for high school.
Oh, interesting.
So I got to play a little different positions. But for club, my club team was very top tier and very competitive. So we got to play teams from California and Texas and got to compete with those. So I think competing against those bigger blocks and those bigger hitters will definitely help me.
Well, speaking of the high school level, I did see where you were a two-time state finalist in the Javelin. First of all, how did you get into that? And is there any way, shape, or form that success in Javelin and success in volleyball are related?
So actually, the footwork for Javelin is basically the same as it is for an approach for hitting. So that was kind of easy to go into. And the way I got into it is that we had a girl on the JV team in high school. Her mom was the track coach, and we became close friends during high school season, just like scrimmages and stuff like that. And we had classes together. And so she was like, "You should really come out for Javelin." And I was like, I don't know. I play pretty high level clubs, so that's where I'm looking. And she's like, "Come on, it'll be fun." And so I went out to the first practice and we started training and stuff. And then I kind of fell in love with it, actually. It was pretty cool. I mean, it doesn't have the team atmosphere that I love so much with volleyball, but it is definitely a unique sport.
And I was going to say that it probably shows off shoulder strength at the same time, too, of being able to hit the ball. So that's always good that those things might correlate. And the other fun fact about you is both mom and dad were Rebels, and mom was actually all SEC her senior year. Now, does that put any pressure on you to try to get those kind of accolades in the SEC?
Just a little bit of pressure. Just a little bit of pressure to be a little bit better than mom. So
she was second team. There is room for the improvement. So we won't hold you to it, but we do hope that you can reach those levels. As we said, Sam, that the season is inching closer. How ready is this group going to be next Thursday when they take on Texas A&M?
I think we're preparing ourselves very well, and we're having a lot of light bulb moments on techniques and stuff. So that's going to really help us against Texas A&M, and I'm just so excited to see how we do.
Yeah, a little dress rehearsal on Friday, and then the Rebels will be in action next week. It's been a long wait, but we'll finally get to see Sam Schnitta and her teammates play against this SEC schedule. Thank you so much for taking a little bit of time today, and I'm sure we'll catch up with you again during the season.
Awesome. Thank you.